Greetings, citizens. I am your host, Jay Voodoo Child, and this is Manor Lords. I am playing a beta campaign on patch 0.8.035. It is a significant update to the game. In fact, most everything about this game has been changed and tweaked a little bit. Practically all the old guides are out the window, and so I and other people are kind of exploring the new game. This campaign was kind of rolled specifically so I can test out the new stone making process. I rolled for let me see here, the rich stone deposits in my starting region. And so, as you may have seen in the previous videos, I first got all the surface stone off of the ground and sold that off. And then now I've got the kind of deep mines going. There are no collapse chances for the quarries like there are for the mines. So that's something. Each of these can have a population of 6, but I'm finding 3, maybe 2. 3 is the maximum I've been able to fit and not have kind of pathing issues of people trying to get in, work the rocks, or collect from these quarries to go out and get mortared or cut into dress stone at the stonemason station. So there is that. I am upgrading this, and it's a low priority for me because I've just got so much else going on trying to get a regular town going. And right now I'm upgrading to level 3s on my 2 vegetables, and I am going to be start working eventually getting these fruit orchards up to level 3s as well. So this one is just underway, and it's not showing the correct region. There we go. So I got 0 planks right now. I've completed all of my armaments. Now I just need the population to get all 6 of my routines going. And I am kind of showcasing that I can maintain near maximum pop growth of 2 per month. And that's even on normal difficulty, which this is set in a lot of ways for easy difficulty. But still I would be able to maintain this 80% and admired threshold. So there's that going on, and it's going to be year 6 maybe that I can get the full retinue, a complete army. So 26 lumber. And just for the space, I can get 4 instead of those 3 singles. And, this is a corpse pit sized and framed. And let's see. These are not yet built. So I like this little jog here. This is kind of fun. With one house hanging out over here, one house hanging out over there, and still have enough room for a backyard extension. Alright, it is September the 17th, so yeah. into this house. Alright, we are able to double this up. Double this up. And when we get a full person there, the full family there, I will begin doubling up that as well. I think I've got all 3 logging camps up and moving. So that one is active. Oh yeah, that's right. I had paused both of the fields. All right. They're supposed to be plowing now. Why aren't you plowing this zone? You are still on pause. Yeah, I don't know why all of these are on pause. All right. And the last logging camp I have is down here. No, not there. Here. So yeah, all 3 are working. So you are ready to double up. So I may have enough houses or fairly close to it for the maximum militia. So I don't know why the tooltip is acting so. All right, I have a whole bunch of firewood that I'm trying to convert over to charcoal. I think we got the full charcoal, even though I guess I got 2 people in that family crafting. So just waiting for 2 more logs to be dumped off in the sawmill and chopped up. So how many dressstone do I have? 44. I think that will be plenty to upgrade these 2 buildings once I have the exterior all up and running. This is what I'm going to look like at the end. Well, I can't. Can I look at it? No, I guess I can't. Yeah, just like everything else, you can't change the taxes or anything. Work with the population until the construction is done. Now, I had in the phase 1 where I was just making this kind of front wall here, Um, the construction took a long time, even though I got all the supplies there. And I'm not sure whether that was a kind of bug that I was doing, because as soon as I did a save and reload, just from being away for the evening, getting some sleep actually, turning off the game, going out smelling fresh air and whatnot, whatever you want to call it. Once I got that all taken care of, it did proceed into more of the building phase. It was kind of weird that like one person out of the 6 of the servants of the manor house would come out, do a little nail, and then go back to the house. And I'm guessing maybe to pick up a supply. And so, trying to get that efficiency worked out. And I just don't have enough. So I'm going to turn off my kind of side arms money, because I've got 4K now. But I want to get those planks going and get those upgraded to level 3s. I gotta make sure that they are not. So yeah, I'm going to pause that at 90%. So 78% for the highest. Okay, I guess that is an increase. So still not at its highest of 89. All right, very high is at 43. High is at 35. So that's right at half. Medium is 39, which is not good at all as far as a recovery. All right, very low is at 66, up from 57. The low, which is just picked up, so went from 91 to 65. And the lowest is at 77. How much does a fence up cost? So I wonder if it's worth the loss of sheep. To do fence up. I mean, not for this particular scenario, but on if you are dealing with elevation, is that worth it? You know, is the advantages of the origin I took mainly because of the 50% increase on minor trades. Is that extra income worth the loss of food production? Or was Alps more important for the reduction in clothing and shoes requirements for the bugged out maintenance of once a month instead of once a year? So having that once every other month with the Alps origin, that's potentially saving you money there and not having to replace your sheep. And I don't know if, like, all of this right here, that's probably your 200 there. So, just that to consider. I think I can double these up, right? All right, 11 planks. Let's get this started. And what do you need for level 3? 12 planks. And I'm at 3. Alright, so I have these open, right? So I can wait 2 months in order to get all this built and freed up for spaces. Alright, you are level 3 and you've got your shoes. Alright, grains are separate. Why are you not getting your grain? Oh, because we're out of bread. So your percentage ends at... Oh, we are in October, though. I missed that update. All right, nothing needs to be on hold anymore. All right. So it'll be a little bit before I can get that extra. And then once I have like all the happiness requirements worked out for all of this, then I can actually start taxing and have a little bit of income. And depending on how much I can get out of that, I can actually hire mercenaries and like full time and utilize them as fodder for any engagements with the Baron. Also, yeah, once I've got all this population, I don't need, extra growth because I'm just going to stop growing. At a certain point, I have too many houses, and I start worrying about, is my food adequate? Granted, right now, food is steadily coming down, but mostly because I'm selling it also. So small game is almost at its sell limit. But, with the bug, and who knows when that will actually get changed, I want to kind of play towards the bug instead of just not play or not enjoy that aspect of the game, by having no level 3s or what have you. And, just a couple level 2s just to get artisan stuff going. But yeah, going from 75 to, oh, that's the level 2. Wait a second. I still have not made a level 3 out of you? Okay. So 225, that's a significant jump in the pantry. And then with the added families that come with it, I'm going to be able to reach out into the very back and get this utilized as well and start using the entire plot, which was kind of designed to deal with this unusable space coming up the hill. So, to maximize my food output for the size of the properties and the amount of space I am dedicating it. And even as many goats as I have out there, I'm still not able to build up a collection of Shevin. And I probably have too many eggs for all the level 2 stuff that I'm trying to do, especially now that fruits are in the game. Alright, so did you get all plowed out? So you ended up at 86. Which is not quite, oh, well, it was 89. This was 73 to begin with. All right, 18 planks. Let's grow that. We are already underway there. And we need 12 planks for this, and we're at 6. And how are we coming along with the castle? You know, the thing that this scenario was all about. Okay, so we finally got maximum supplies there. Now can we really start to... So it's at 50% basically. So yeah, the reason why I'm making these level 3s is, again, because of the length of the backyard. I know that this space is not being utilized with just 2 families, and here with 2 families. So I'm suspecting some of this is not getting picked. Also, I'm not sure whether when you have a full pantry, whether they'll stop picking it and start doing like their work assignments, which is kind of tailor-made to not overdo it. All right, so families going into there since these were the first being built. And so we just need the 24 planks to get these all up and running. And as you can see, you know, they are clipping into one another. At least this one is not going over into the hunting camps, as I've seen some of the others do, which was really kind of confusing given the plots are so well defined and whatnot. I'm surprised that the animations are even allowed to be drawn outside of those lines. But yeah, we had another October growth. So total of 51 houses. I think 4 storehouses should be able to do it. Well, maybe not. And I need to get the firewood out of there. The dogs are kind of overkill, particularly with what I'm doing. Food for me is just kind of a weird thing for this game because I think in terms of mechanics, food is mostly about, you know, filling these requirements and not necessarily, you know, having stuff around to actually feed the families of my town, which, you know, should be the case. Another weird thing about this game is water is not like like the main focus of this game, because, you know, you've just settled into this region. how is not getting fresh water your number one priority? So for me, it's not homelessness that will not allow you to grow. It's not having fresh water. I definitely think that that should be a requirement for any sort of growth. All right, let's see. These are being kept clean. That's good. And I'm nearly 500 wool. So definitely overdoing it with the animals. Alright, does it show me selling off? Yeah, so it's not reflected in there. So maybe I should wait until this gets to 0 before doing the fenced in stuff at high elevation, which will get them killed. Now that actually could be a thing. That's probably my next adventure, is to do early harvests on high elevation fields to prevent them from being utilized and fenced up. That's how you get away with that. Alright. Oh, no, not quite 12 planks yet. So I've got the growth of the orchards, and so yeah, I've got plenty of time to get these houses done. Because, you know, I'm doubling the capacity on some of this stuff, so my pop growth is all going to go right in here before it starts going back here, and then over to here, and then up to here. I'm up to here with this. And, you know, once these get done, I'll start doubling up these. Yeah, I'll probably work my way backwards. But yeah, just we are starting to get some progress. It's just slow. Alright, I feel good about doubling these last 4 that I did. And then once all those houses are done, I'll figure out what else I need for population. to get those militia going. And maybe I'll even pick up a fight at that point. Alright, so you are nearly cleared out that entire area. But yeah, that manor house is going to take a long time to get finished, even with all the supplies sitting there. Do I have... Okay, good. Got the firewood out. "16 planks, you know what that means. It is November. Last month of planting. Are we done planting? We are done planting. So 16. So 85. So there are differences in the fertilization. I guess my next campaign is going to be focused on farming and trying to learn that. Do a lot more experimenting with the plowing, ox plowing, and the fence up situations. Alright, we are at 9 planks. They started moving into there. So I actually got only 3 houses available until you finish. Nine planks, and I'll need 12. So I'll just hang out here until that turns black, and then I'll get that started as soon as it happens. Okay, where are the people? Why are they... Are you done with all your crafting? Yes, okay. Hmm. So that's a bit of an overkill there. Can I do something different with those 3 people? Start chopping down trees again. So we'll do that all throughout the month, or the winter. Even though I really don't need it. And I'll just keep people parked in the charcoal. How are you doing on booze? You're still holding on strong. So I think this is the last upgrade I need to make. You are still not quite done. Still waiting on that last log. I guess not having it on pause would help a great deal in that regard. All right, there we go. So we'll have 2 more pop growth right there. And eventually 4 more for the orchards. And hopefully by then, everything else will be doubled up and open and available. 21 open houses. All right, come on, sawmills. Let's get going here. It's not a situation where the tooltip is... The tooltips are not updating. Okay, we don't have any bread yet. So I wonder if I'm just going to do winter quarries. That seems like a thing. There we go. All right, so that is all underway. We are set there. Artisans. Yeah, I don't need the money. All right, you're slowly coming along. And do we have bread? Okay, we now have bread. Question is, all right, we got full requirements there. It's a little too busy for me to read. So you are 3 or 4 there. You do not have your own grain yet. But yeah, having some sort of farmland is going to be important for any level 3 type stuff. And since the fence up also ties in with that extra clothing requirement, that will be interesting too. So we initially got all these houses down here to work full capacity here. I wonder if that's something we can pull off again. So how are we doing on the selling of sheep? We haven't sold any in a while. I guess that's all relative. We need lots of planks for goats. Alright, plot 3 is ready. You are getting your bread. You are getting your bread. Alright, we are getting stuff in the tailor. Oh, okay. XX logs. You know what? Probably need to turn you off. Yeah, still working it. And somehow I'm still short on oxes because I'm pushing a lot of timber around. And I got a horse sitting out here. Pretty sure I've got a full trader. Alrighty. So how are we doing on the bread stuff? Alright, you are all out of that. You are all out of that. And I don't know whether I want those 6 to be my fire makers. Makes sense that they would. Alright, so 3 out of 10. Or 3 out of 3 got me to this point. When you got a town this big, you know, the walking efficiencies are just kind of out the window. Still not getting a lot of planks. So I don't know what I'm going to do with the excess population from the vegetables and orchards. I mean, I don't need them in the hunting grounds, that's for sure. Maybe they're going to be the ox drivers. So hopefully, just because you have bread as an option for you to grab, it will prioritize other things. So the bread can be reserved for the ones that have a special unit or a special requirement for it. All right, 33 tools. So that's going to be covered now. Maybe I can do set and forget on those quarries. Maybe the orchards will be set and forget on forest huts. All right, where are we on these houses? Still not done. All right, we are December. We are at the hour, so thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If so, please consider giving it a thumbs up. Subscribe and click the bell icon to be notified of when I post new videos. And please share with me your comments on your thoughts on the beta campaign, this patch, or the game in general. But thank you all for watching, and have a good one.